listening to For Better and Worse podcast with Rach and Jeri. Hello, Jeri.
Hello.
Welcome to the podcast. This is definitely the first one we're recording and not the second one.
Yeah, we didn't finish a bottle of wine before starting this.
Nope. And we didn't just jump right into an episode and give people no context as to who you are and where you come from and what your deal is.
Hi, everybody. I'm the new co-host of For Better
Hey, clappy
I'm
snaps.
so excited.
We're so happy to have you here, Jeri.
I'm so excited.
Thanks for signing on to do this / asking me to.
Yeah.
I mean,
I felt really vulnerable. I felt like I was asking you on a date.
she sent me a Marco Polo, and then I went to go watch it, and then it was gone. Which, I don't think I found out that you could delete Marco Polos until very much later. I used to be like, that's gone now.
Yeah, I said that.
I just talked for 25 minutes at my friend Caitlin, and that's gone now. Mm-hmm. But no, you can.
You can erase it.
You can erase it. And so I was like, maybe she didn't. And then you texted me and asked me a question. You said, I'm scared to ask you this, but Brady told me to anyway. And I said, well, if Brady told you to. Sounds like it's a good idea.
Well, I realized I had asked you initially before even speaking to Brady about it. And I was like, this isn't me asking you to go to lunch.
No.
This is going to take time.
This is you asking me to open up a big box.
Yeah. And I feel like I should probably involve the person who I am betrothed to now.
Yeah.
At least in the conversation of should I, shouldn't I? How do you feel?
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
How do you feel about? Because if there's one thing we do on this podcast, it's put our relationships on blast. We put them on blast. I re-listening to episodes, I said to Josh, I be talking about anything on this mic. I was talking about his cock ring.
Yeah.
What is wrong with me? I'm like, oh my God. I'm clutching my own pearls on my own husband's cock ring.
Yeah.
I'm like, enough is enough.
Consider his cock clutched.
He still enjoys it, if you were wondering. It's still something he likes to partake in, if you were wondering.
Hell yeah. I was wondering.
So, yeah, I've give it a go if you're, looking for something like a hairband to castrate your husband with. It's basically what it looks like. And my daughter definitely has never found one, ever. So don't even ask.
I don't know how to take in that information.
Well, she calls them hairbands.
Amazing.
Our daughter just likes to be anywhere in any nook and cranny that she shouldn't be in.
As somebody who also used to just go through my parents' drawers and find things I shouldn't have found. Yeah, I get it. Kids be doing that. Condoms.
Our candy that she can't have. It's just
condoms.
Yeah, I got off my birth control. And I am deathly afraid of getting pregnant. So until I get sterilized or Josh gets sterilized.
That's fair.
He's wearing condoms.
I think I have one condom in my bedside drawer, and that is in memory of the period of time before I got an IUD.
Oh, in memory of.
Yeah, in memory of the initial part of my singlehood that lasted not long at all.
No. Some would say only one sexual partner.
Some would be right by saying that.
And he's upstairs right
Some
now
would say
in your house. In your guys' house that you share together.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, relatable.
Yeah, I am the divorced part of this podcast now, but I am
also getting married.
Yeah,
we didn't get her quite in time, but we also didn't have much of a window.
No. I think it's good that when this comes out, I will be 2 years post separation.
Yes.
So I think that's a healthy amount of time
to be separated from the situation.
Yes.
Yeah. And it's working out those kind of kinks. You guys have got your system.
Yeah.
Whatever that may be.
Who, me and my ex?
Yeah. You guys got it. It's
sure.
Well, when you're in the middle of a divorce and you're I don't know, shit is figured out now. Where when you're separating and especially you separated and went on tour. That shit was crazy.
When I tell you, I was in court on Valentine's Day, and I was on stage like 2 days later or next night. I don't remember what day it was, but it was either February 15th or 16th was my first night of tour. I think it was the 15th. I think.
Yeah.
Wednesday the 14th, I was in court. The 15th, I was on stage. The 16th, I was at Monster Jam with him.
Right.
And my dad and my sister.
What I will say is kudos to you and your ex, who we can give us some sort of name.
Yeah.
We can figure that out because your
Marcus is what I'll
Marcus?
call him. Marcus.
I do like Marcus.
Yeah.
It's his name. But when you and Marcus broke up, you got to have respect for how fucking quickly you said, I want to legally separate myself. Because Taylor, I have a new friend, everybody. Her name is Taylor. Get used to it. She's also my babysitter. She was also my tenant for a while. I also shot her wedding. And she lives with me now in my basement.
Guys, we love enmeshment.
Okay.
We love finding a friend and making them everything.
Yep. Okay. But she has been separated from her wife for almost a year. No divorce.
No.
Just sign. I'm like, guys, snippety snap. I don't care who wanted it. I don't care why. I will give you the money.
Yep.
I will give you the, get it done. Get it done. What are we waiting for?
I consider myself very lucky.
No, but nobody was dragging their feet.
No.
In my situation, when Dave and I separated, we had a whole wedding season to get through. And advice that I took from my mom and other people was like, do not do anything. Do not start anything legal until you've figured your because shit comes up in the legal process that will, like, even if you guys are on the same page right now, you might not be once you get a lawyer involved.
Yeah.
A lawyer or two involved.
And I think for me, when we separated, I knew that at no point in time were we ever going to be on the same page. So it didn't matter how quickly we got people involved. Because that was not the first time we had separated. That was the first time that I knew that it was going to be a forever separation. But it was not the first time we had separated. We had separated 2 years prior to that. And I kind of blame you and COVID for that separation not lasting.
Me?
Yes.
Was I like...
You got married. And Sierra, who I co-host Ladies and Tangents with,
she was supposed to come. We made her a lanyard.
She was supposed to be my date to the wedding, and she got COVID and did not come to the wedding. And so I brought.
And you didn't feel like you could
Marcus.
come by yourself with all of your friends that
No,
were there?
I'm just trying to blame somebody other than myself. But no.
I think you can blame the fact that you built a life with him and you have 2 children, and nobody wants to give up on that.
100%.
Ever. Like
100%.
Ever. Nobody is just willy-nilly trying to get divorced when they have children. It's just...
Even without children, I think like that was not the first time you and Dave really like...
No, we had like had a... I don't think I called it a separation, but I had an episode the summer before. I had a episode of him scolding me for leaving drawers open, and it caused me to go nonverbal for 48 hours. It caused me to go nonverbal for 48 hours until Meredith showed up at my mom's house. I'm telling you, I came into my mom's house from my house, went downstairs to my old bedroom and shut the door, and everybody was like, "Are you okay?" And I said,
no one talked to me.
Nobody talked to me, and then they had to call
I'm
Meredith.
indisposed.
I'm indisposed. I am feeling unwell at the moment.
And you know what?
Call again later.
I think every couple is entitled to at least one
taking space.
I don't know about this.
I don't know about this. And I think everyone is entitled to as many of those as you need.
Exactly. At least one, I think, is normal.
Yeah.
If you have more and you choose, you're like, you know what? I can keep getting through these. What the fuck is this?
What the
moments.
fuck is going on here?
Perfect. Amazing. Love that for you. Hope everyone is well, healthy, mentally, in every other way. For me, it took 2 times. And I said, no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But nobody can say that you weren't like working or fighting or wanting.
Yeah.
But I think there comes a time in everybody's like journey when they're like clearly on the path to divorce where you're like, we got to call a spade here.
Yeah.
Like we are not healthy. And if you don't want to change and I'm not going to change, you know, like there's a lot of nuance there. But like simplifying it is like you did what was right for you in the end.
Yeah.
Okay. We were yapping and then we had a technical difficulty. Yeah. And then that technical difficulty
revealed that we had other technical difficulties. Because,
as we alluded to, we recorded a whole ass hour-and-a-half episode before this, which may or may not be usable because I was not talking close enough to my microphone because I'm new here. So I'm not spiraling out or overwhelmed or frustrated. I'm accepting this is the way of the universe, and the universe is love, and we are all on the route together, and everything is fine. And I wasn't just having a panic attack about doing a TikTok 40 minutes ago. So everything is fine. We're all fine. And
remember when you said this was your dream?
I mean,
hey, now it's my nightmare.
Maybe the universe said, hey, honey, we keep throwing you technical difficulty after technical difficulty. And like I've said, I do this for a living. I've never had so many technical difficulties, thank God, at a wedding as I have had on the podcast. Yeah. It's like embarrassing. Anybody who has ever hired me to video their wedding that listened to this podcast, shame on you. Because you've seen what you needed to see out of me. And what it's been is the bitch loses half of her clips and the audio is a little shoddy. But anyway, we apologize for the audio at the first 10 minutes of this episode because I might be ripping it from the camera.
We're going to see what we need to do. We're Frankensteining this episode.
And probably scrapping the other one because I sound like a robot.
Yeah.
I sound like I'm going through shoddy reception. Anyway, everybody, we'll answer some questions now.
Yeah.
Jeri.
Yes.
Here's some questions from me anyway.
I was going to say, this is kind of fun because the questions that are being asked, they don't necessarily know
who
I'm
you are.
The co-host.
Yeah, they don't know yet. But a lot of people are.
A lot of people have guessed me.
They have.
And I have had many people message me privately and tell me congratulations and they're very excited for this new venture. And I have to say.
The confidence.
I don't know what you're talking about. And they're like, sure.
And I love the confidence.
Yeah.
The other high contender was Meredith.
Yeah.
Which is amazing and really made Meredith and I feel really good. Aww. Because, you know, we're friends, but like our friendship is separate from a lot of my versus like you, Jess, Mads, like we're all kind of like enmeshed. We're all friends. Yeah. And Meredith is like friendly with my friends, but like we don't share friends. So I don't know if I felt like our dynamic would come off.
Yeah.
Like how much I love it. But it was really nice that like probably 10 people said Meredith.
I'll also say Meredith has a very soothing voice.
Yeah. She's good.
I like her voice. There's like a rasp to it a little bit. And I think all the time I regret not knowing who she was when she lived a street over from me.
Really?
That's the weirdness of the universe.
That is the weirdness of the universe.
Because I encountered you when Meredith and I were living a street over and didn't know each other.
Yes. Literally, Jeri's house, walk through yards, like 2 yards, and you're in Meredith. It was so weird.
Yeah.
When you guys both lived in Canton, and now you guys both live in BFE. And one of my most annoyances is, okay, both of you live south of Canton. In my head, you should be living 15 minutes away from each other.
Yeah.
Nope. BFE to BFE, still 45 minutes.
The three of us are in a like equilateral triangle.
It is dumb.
Geographically.
Dumb. If you could probably drive through Leesville Lake, it would be fast.
If you could drive
through the lake and around all of the, you know, like strip mining hills, it would probably be more like 30.
Funny story about driving through Leesville Lake, which who would have known that's a segue?
Yeah.
So again, Sierra, who I co-host my other podcast with, her son is 13. He has a Bark phone. On this phone, there is an app that tells Sierra where he is, and how fast he's going in a car. Okay. She goes to check his location when he's with his grandma, who's her mom. And it says that they are in the middle of Leesville Lake going 155 miles an hour.
Not good for Sierra's anxiety is what I'll say.
No. So she calls and she's like, hey, are you okay? Because it says you're in the middle of a lake going really fast.
You're on a speedboat.
Yes. And no, it just had malfunctioned.
Oh, hard.
Yeah.
That is insane. That's very funny. I've never heard of a Bark phone, but I'm assuming it's just a kid phone.
Yes. Well, and there are like a lot of parental like security
I like that
measures in it. So like he has to request before even adding a contact.
This is the way it should be.
I agree.
I really feel a lot of feelings about technology and kids, and it's not really all about screen time. Do what you want to do. Use your judgment. The access that kids have, not only to technology, but to each other, is so insane. Like when I was in school, back in my day, because I'm ancient and old, when you left school, you were away. You were done. Like there was such a clear, like, unless I wanted to call on the landline, my friend,
I'm cut off.
And even cell phones. Like, I had an LG Scoop.
Yep.
I wasn't like sending reels and TikToks to my friends. Like, I fear so much for that like aspect of mental health, where I feel like we who grew up with phones already have like a complex about having our phone near us.
Yes.
Like, can't go to the bathroom without my phone. Can't go out to my car. Like, what if something happens?
Yep.
The anxiety that must live in these kids if like I can't be contacted. Oh my God. I hate it. Yeah. I hate it.
Well, another good thing of the Bark phone is not sponsored, but
Could be.
could be. Hey, is like you can have like keywords, and so if a word is used, it will alert Sierra that like, hey, something was said on Noah's phone, either to him or from him. And it's
Do a lot of kids have this phone?
I don't know. I don't know of any other than him. I don't know that many 13-year-olds, but
I didn't know if it was like the thing to have. You know, like
I think it should be, but especially because like it's could be something as small as like Nana gave me medicine or something, like if you had a cough, and it'll like alert Sierra that like
somebody's talking about medication.
Drugs are being discussed. And so she's like, word, what's going on? And then there's obviously an explanation, but like there might be a word used between him and his friends, and it could like alert her to bullying. And then so it doesn't like out him necessarily, but it kind of gives her an opportunity to like, I think she maybe can access the messages, but out of respect for Noah, she doesn't really do that. She'll just more so like, hey, so what's this about? And
I love that. I'm sorry. When it comes to children, up their ass. Teenagers up their ass. Like I
don't have a teenager yet, but when I do, consider me up their ass.
Consider me up their ass. When it comes to like on their phone and what they're accessing online. Yeah. If you're at the mall with your friends, eat as many Annie Ann pretzels as you want, honey. I don't care what you're doing.
Is that what you think your kids are going to do when they're 13 is go to the mall?
That is what I was doing.
It's what I hope they do.
Okay.
I hope they do. There used to be a movie theater in my mall.
Oh, no.
Now it's a Marshall's.
No, I definitely was eating Annie Ann pretzels. And
I wish.
Yeah.
I love going to the airport because of Annie Ann
like holding
pretzels.
hands with boys.
You little slut.
Don't know what this says about me. Probably says that I was a fat kid, which isn't wrong. Anyway.
What? Oh, the pretzels or the holding hands?
No, the pretzels.
Oh, okay.
No, I was chubby, but I had game.
I had game. Game recognized game.
Game recognized game.
I didn't have game whatsoever.
Oh, well, we can't all be pretzel eating. What?
Divas.
Okay, we're moving on. Anyway, ew.
I'm serving
what am I doing with my time? Anyway. Okay, we have a question. Oh, I feel like I do need to answer this.
Okay.
Are Rach and Jess still friends? Yes, very much so.
Yeah.
Very much so. The girl can't shake me. Okay.
Jess and I are friends.
Yes, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are all actually good friends, and I'm very anxious about this audio.
I know.
Okay. I'm overthinking it.
Just basically make out with the mic and you'll be just
That's
fine.
so insane.
I know.
Okay. These aren't new mics to me. I've been using these mics, but they've been mad at me here. Which is like the universe telling me, don't use this. Don't do this anymore. Your mics don't work. Your co-host left you. It's time to pack it up.
I reject that.
Okay. But yeah, we're still best friends and we see each other regularly and talk all the time. And it was just, I tried very hard and to not let Jess leaving have an effect on our friendship. But it obviously had an effect on me to like lose the podcast and feel that she left. Like that was hard. But yeah, the short answer is we are still best friends.
Mm-hmm. I actually got I got my engagement photos back, and there's a photo of just you in there, and it's so funny. You look adorable.
Okay.
But Brady was going through them, and he goes, "Oh, it's just Rachel."
Just me, like crouching in your high grass.
Yeah.
Okay, here's a question for you.
Okay. Do they know it's me?
Well, this is funny. Is the new host going to interfere with Ladies and Tangents?
I mean, why would I interfere with that?
Maybe is you
Do they
being
think something's going to happen to Ladies and Tangents?
I think they are saying the new host, and the assumption is that it's you. Is you doing this going to interfere with Ladies and Tangents?
No, not at all.
Yeah.
That's the one stipulation that Sierra and I have for everything is we're allowed to venture outside of our little bubble.
Mm-hmm. Like Sierra has her streaming, CC streams.
Yeah. But we know podcast comes first.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
We're married in that way.
Right.
We're like, our family comes first.
Our family comes, and you guys are
family
and married to
We're
brothers.
double family.
Double family.
But I mean, we get together once a week. There's so much other time in the week, and there's so many things that her and I can talk about, and like we have our way of doing things, but then she also has a way of doing things on her stream.
Mm-hmm.
And she has like her persona on there, and it's been really cool to watch her kind of develop outside of that world that we've built. And I, for whatever reason, didn't think that that was something I could also do.
Mm-hmm.
And this is what I love doing and feel the most comfortable doing. And you are someone who I would love to do this with and feel comfortable doing this with. And I'm excited to do this with. And she's been really supportive too. Me and Sierra are also still friends.
Right. And I'm still friends with Sierra. And I think we said this in the episode that may or may not have usable audio.
Mm-hmm.
But the reason why you are open in wanting to do this is because you and Sierra have a boundary about talking about personal relationships because you are family.
Yes.
Because you are marrying her brother-in-law who she's known since he was
like 17.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's not like you're going to dish.
Right.
So
there's only so many times I can make her cringe with things that I'm sharing.
Yeah.
And also I had mentioned in that other episode that I don't want to put her in an uncomfortable position to speak about something and put her in the middle. You know what I mean? Because we've been on tour before and I have snapped at Brady for something because of high stress situations, because of whatever. And Corey, his brother / Sierra's husband, was also there with Sierra.
Mm-hmm.
And Corey, I remember Sierra was like, hey, I get that that's your brother, but this is not, we're not
we don't need to comment on. Yeah.
We're not getting in the middle of that. And it's hard when there's so much of us that are intertwined to like set that boundary. Because if I was still married to Marcus, Corey wouldn't have stepped in. Corey wouldn't have said anything. He probably wouldn't have blinked an eye, because like when you travel with somebody, I've witnessed them snap. We've snapped. Yeah. Everyone's snapping. Okay?
Right. But when you have a personal relationship, that came there's before like you two together.
Yeah, there's a defensiveness. Like, I want to protect this person. Like, I love this person. And
she probably doesn't want to hear about his cock rings.
100%. Which he doesn't have one. Well, and now I'm curious how he'd feel about one.
Hey, you never know.
Yeah.
When's his birthday? Aquarius? Hey.
February 17th.
Get a gift. Get a gift.
His birthday is the reason that he and I started speaking in the first place.
When is it? February 5th?
17th.
17th. Oh.
Yeah. Elsie. That's what's 16th. Funny. Whose is?
Elsie's.
Aw. Is I was in court on the 14th. I was on stage on the 15th. I was at Monster Jam on the 16th. I was recording with Sierra on the 17th when I found out it was her brother-in-law's birthday. Mm-hmm. And I said, give me his number. I'm going to wish him happy birthday. And we've been done. I've been down bad ever since.
Seriously. Mm-hmm. And what I will say about Brady, okay, I shoot a lot of weddings. And something I'm never going to pay attention to, ever, is a groomsman.
Yeah.
I will be editing a wedding and being like, I've never seen that man in my life. I've never seen that
Are we
man
sure he was there?
In my life. Who is that person? But I know that I've seen him. I've directed him. I've taken his picture. I've probably made, niceties. But no, they do not register my brain. Brady registered in my brain. Mm-hmm. I was like, he is so charming and fun. And I remember, because like I also edited their film. So he was just funny. And I was like, it's no secret, Brady's hot, but he needs to have a beard. And I'm upset about his job in law enforcement.
I know.
And whatever crap that he can't have a beard. He can't even have a shadow. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry, law.
I know.
What is a little scruff gonna do for the force, for the good of the force, for the good of the realm? Mm-hmm. Bring back Brady's beard.
I know. It's funny because Rachel will send me pictures of Brady.
She'll send
with
me
the beard edited on him. She's like, "Do you see that?" And I'm like, "I know. I'm aware.
I know." But it's also like we have to accept it, and by we I mean me, that this is the beard that he has.
Yeah,
and the beard is a mustache.
Yeah.
But the beard was good.
Yeah.
Okay.
I do miss it. We were looking at a video or looking at pictures. We were doing something. Oh, I did something really embarrassing.
Go on.
He didn't know I did this. I did this like a year ago. Okay. Coming up in February, we've been together for 2 years. So I was sent a picture of him at a Christmas party, okay? And I looked at the year and I was like, oh my gosh, because there's an age gap between us. There is a 7-year age gap between us. I'm going to be 35. He's going to be 28.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
You hear 7 years and you're like, oh, and then you hear what you're eating and it's like,
I know.
My God.
Trust me, that was probably the biggest hurdle that I had at the beginning of our relationship. And there was a lot of hurdles. That was the biggest one for me, though.
Like, he's almost Gen Z.
He's borderline, yeah.
Yeah, borderline Gen Z. Mm-hmm. Which, no hate, no shade. But, like, I feel like there's a vast difference.
He is, I think technically he is Gen Z, but he's definitely millennial leaning.
I think he's technically a millennial because Taylor is 28, and she is considered a millennial.
Was she 97? Because 98 is
Gen Z. Oh, okay.
Yeah. But he's definitely millennial.
We'll call him a cusper.
Because he has 3 older brothers and they're all millennials, obviously. But what was I talking about?
You were sent a photo at a Christmas party.
Oh, yeah. So I realized, okay, this same year of him at this Christmas party, I am standing here at Christmas in the Park, which is a thing that happens every year where there's a local park and they just do a bunch of Christmas stuff. Santa's there.
Okay.
There's like live animals. There's real people standing in a nativity scene for like a long time. Fake baby though, but
small town stuff. Small town stuff.
Small town shit. So, but I have a picture of me, Marcus, and our almost 1-year-old. Okay.
Okay.
I Photoshop Marcus out of this picture and put that picture of Brady in because I was like, I wonder what we would have looked like. I wonder what we would look like with a kid even, because we don't plan on having children necessarily. And I Photoshopped this picture together just to see.
Jeri.
And he saw it the other day and he goes, what is that? And I was like, oh, I want to die. I want to die.
That is weird, Jeri.
I know.
That is so sick and twisted.
I know. We look cute together.
Good. Yeah, okay.
We look cute together.
Yeah, and you'd look cute with a baby.
Yeah.
But they're a lot.
I didn't delete the other picture.
No, and that is what technically happened.
Yeah, I did not delete the reality. But I did try and rewrite history with Photoshop.
Okay, and you know what this is like, and this is niche. This is a niche, and for those the girls that get it will get it.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen Sister Wives? Because there is an episode where Robin has Cody photoshopped into the picture, like baby pictures of her kids. Like he's the dad, but they have a dad. They have a dad that is active. Yeah. But then she prints these.
No, I would never.
So to like rewrite the story of like Cody was, and it's just like,
no, I would never do that.
Whoa.
I'm not saying I'm well.
Oh yeah. Moving on. That is very funny though. But it's giving Robin. It's giving Robin.
Well, and I know that, and it's embarrassing. I can say that, and that's why no one knew
until this podcast.
And now Brady knows, and so I guess everyone can know.
Hey, everybody here. Jeri's a weirdo. Okay. What kind of content will you be focusing on in this For Better and Worse 2.0? I would say the same stuff.
Same shit, different host.
Same shit, different host.
Yeah.
But maybe probably less wedding
focused
stuff because I am leaving the industry.
Yeah.
After this year. So I feel like I'm also just like burnt out on weddings. I will always talk about them. I feel like you are the same way. It's like when you've worked weddings, like the shit never leaves your brain. It is in there. I could plan a wedding in a day. I know. I just know. I know everything. It's too much. But I also feel like I've been very disenchanted with the industry. And so I'm a little bit like not the gal you want to talk to, you know? Yeah. Like it's giving just elope.
Jaded.
Yeah, a little jaded. Because it's just so much. And my frustration is not so much with couples as it is just with the industry and the over-consumerism and the need to have everything and the wedding content creators.
The performance art.
Yes, it's crazy. It's so crazy. And I think just as a side tangent, people have too much information. There's too much. You know too much. Like for me.
Way too much.
About
me specifically.
Somebody inquired with me to film their wedding. I was not available. I send them recommendations. And they shot back with, could you get us an associate shooter so you could so it could still be your work? And I'm like, why do you know that?
Yeah.
Like, why do you know that certain companies will hire out shooting?
Yeah.
And I didn't offer that. It was just like this thing of like, also, I'm not Burger King. We aren't having it your way. It's just, there's too much information out there that people are capitalizing off of giving people. Yeah. It's like, oh, I'm a wedding content creator. Let me give all this information. Oh, you have your dream vendor. You can't work with them.
make sure you ask for this.
Make sure you ask for the associate shooter package.
Loopholes. Yeah, I think that I fell into being a yes man whenever I was in the industry. I was like, you need me to do XYZ. Sure, I can learn to do that. Or I now offer that in a package. And there was only one thing that I was pretty adamant against, and that was going over 8 hours of time.
Yeah.
And that's simply because I didn't want to be there for longer than 8 hours. And I believed that I could get you a full day. And I did. I could deliver a full day of stuff from getting ready to reception in 8 hours. And could I have gotten more in 10? Sure. But I don't want to be there for 10.
No.
So I'm going to make you realize you don't want it or need it.
Right. There are only certain situations, like if you have a Catholic wedding and it's at noon, you're screwed. You're toast.
Yeah.
And you're not starting your reception till 5.
And now I'm mad at
my hands are tied. My hands are tied.
I have to be there for 10.
I have to be there for 10 to 12 sometimes. It's crazy. But I just feel like maybe a little less weddings and focusing more on relationships would be like
the
ideal shift. But obviously Jeri is getting married this year, this year.
Yeah.
It's 2026 when this is released. So,
I haven't announced the date.
You don't need to either. Do you want to?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Yeah.
It's kind of
springtime.
Yeah. It's kind of fun. Like, Brady picked the date.
Yeah.
From the moment we got engaged to the moment we're getting married, it's less than a year.
Yeah.
And it's been a really chill process. Like, it's not been stressful whatsoever. And I think it's because I know a lot, and also I booked friends. And I'm confident in what they can do. So and
like what not to get swept up in. Like what not to overthink. Like at the end of the day, does your invitation actually matter?
I just ordered my invitations yesterday,
and I'm sure they're great.
Sure, I gotta give her the information on it, but
right. It's just it's hard. I could talk a lot about it, but I won't right now. Because that's not what we're here for. We're here to answer questions. Do you have any goals for the podcast? Can't wait for new episodes. I just want it to happen. I want to, to be very honest, I want to make money doing this. Like I've never made any money, and I've spent a lot of money.
Yeah.
And I spent money for the 2 years it wasn't working because I had to keep the platform that hosts it up. So that's $25 every single month, and it's just little stuff, but it has added up. And the time, everything. And I think for a lot of it, I started the podcast, and I also had a studio and was buying a house and was getting married and got pregnant, and so much was going on where now, even though my life is chaos with 2 kids, it's also kind of mundane at the same time. It's kind of the same stuff.
Yeah, I feel like you're getting into a groove with things, and I feel like where you're at is similar to where I was at when I wanted to start Ladies and Tangents, where it was yes, I love being a mom. Yes, I love being a business owner, because then I was still full-blown weddings. I had just left teaching. But I wanted something that was for me. I wanted to remember that I was a person. I wanted to connect with people. I wanted to just find who Jeri was again.
Yeah.
And kind of establish that, because I didn't want to lose myself in motherhood, in marriage, in business, and all of those things. And it is hard to do that in this world without it being profitable in some way.
Right.
Because a hobby is a difficult thing to have if you have no time to have it.
Exactly. And that's why certain times in the podcast, there was a one of the wedding seasons that was crazy. No YouTubes were uploaded. I was I can't.
Yeah.
it was so stupid. I would film everything. I just couldn't have the time to edit because I had to do other stuff. Like, you just have to like triage your life and your work. And podcasts just couldn't trump the shit that was that was actually paying my bills.
Yeah.
And part of that was on me. Like, I think a lot of time with podcasting, like, some people have asked me, like, oh, how do you make money doing podcasts? And like, there's a lot of nuance to that. Cause like, I could have monetized in some way. I could have done just like cookie cutter ads or started a Patreon or a buy me a coffee. Like, but it was too overwhelming for me at the time. So it just didn't happen.
Yeah.
But my goal is to be able, I've left my industry, so I'm no longer like fielding inquiries. I'm just focusing on editing and then shooting and then editing and then being done. So mentally I can focus on this to make it something, to grow it, to have the community, and to keep going. And that is really my only goal is to grow it and make it a sustainable part of my life.
Yeah. No, I agree. I have always believed in this podcast. I've always believed in you. I've believed in what you wanted this to be and like the premise of it. And it was so sad when it was done. And not because you're my friend and this was something you wanted, and also Jess is my friend and she was going through something really hard, but because as a listener of it, I was like, no. And if I could be any help in bringing that back to somebody, like that is an honor to me.
Yeah. And I will say, when Jess left the podcast, she wanted to record like a farewell episode, and I said no.
Yeah.
Like, hand up, that was me being like, I don't know where this is going and I can't think about it. And also, I wouldn't get through it. Like, I wouldn't know. I was like, I wouldn't know how to record an episode with you without knowing where the podcast is going. Because then it's just going to be me, like, standing there, just like sitting there, like, okay. Like, and I don't know how to, like,
not have a real conversation.
Right.
Yeah.
So I was just like, I don't feel like there's space for that. But it will be nice having this, knowing where it's going, having Jess back. Like, she's in a fun stage of her life. Like, she's having baby number 2, and it's a little boy. And like, Lennon is awesome, her daughter. And there's a lot that she can catch you up on. And we'll hopefully do an episode soon on that. And then we have Rach, what does the podcast being back mean for you? So happy for you. It's overwhelming, and it means hopefully that my dream is not dead and that it is alive and I can keep doing it. That's kind of what it represents, is like the comeback and starting over and doing a hard thing, which is like resurrecting something, like truly bringing it back. And like, truthfully, Jeri gets credit for that, and that like it just wasn't, I didn't know how to make it on my radar. I've been talking about it and more in a sense of like, I wish I still had it. It wasn't like I have plans to start it. It was just like, I am now in a space where I am upset that it doesn't exist and I want it to exist, but I also didn't know how to make that happen. And truthfully, like, knowing you and your responsibilities with Ladies at Tangents and your responsibilities in life, like, I would never have in a million years thought that you would want to put this in your basket. Like I said, I'm like, I didn't know you would have space for something like that. So I just, when you asked me, I was like, I just want to make sure you're not being codependent, not wanting to like fix something for me.
Right. And you have never stopped talking about the podcast. It wasn't like a fire that went out.
No,
like,
I never took it out of my Instagram bio.
No.
I was like, this still exists. This is still
very easily could have stopped paying for the for it to be hosted somewhere. You could have very easily deleted the Instagram. You could have taken out. There's so many things you could have done. And I don't know if you knew this, but another friend of mine in the podcast world also went through a divorce. And her and I had spoken about doing something about divorce. And because, like you've mentioned before, there's not a whole lot of content from young people, like getting divorced in your 20s, early 30s, and speaking about what that is like. Not that either one is any easier or more difficult than the other. It's just not as much to consume. And her and I spoke about doing it probably a year ago. And it never really came to fruition. And I felt like this is something that I want to talk about. I hate that there is a whole part of my life that I experienced and went through, and I have built my living on sharing those things with people and making people feel seen through those hard things. And this is one that I haven't. And I realized, like, okay, well, there is one place I would feel comfortable and confident doing that, but I didn't ever want to insert myself in something that was yours. Do you know what I mean? Like, when someone else creates something, I never want to come in and be like, mine too now, you know?
Yeah.
But
it doesn't feel like that.
No, I don't think so either. But I'm doing a lot of work in therapy by myself and figuring out, like, what I'm afraid of in my relationships with people and how I tiptoe in relationships, even if I don't need to tiptoe in those relationships, just because I have anticipatory anxiety about things. And I feel if I can diffuse bombs that don't exist before they go off, then everyone's safe. And I realize not true. I'm just putting myself through a lot of stress. And so that's why I was like, you know what? I'm just going to ask her. And if she doesn't feel like this is the right fit and doesn't feel like it makes sense, I knew that you would be honest with me about that and that I would feel fine receiving it from you.
Yeah. I think it's all made sense and it feels good. You know, like, it doesn't feel like I don't have a lot of anxiety around it. I'm nervous in a way to, like, put myself back out there to be seen. We recorded a TikTok earlier and I was just saying, like, I just hate being perceived.
Yeah.
Like, the podcast has felt different because it very much feels like me talking in a real way. TikTok trends, horrible. If you see it.
No, you didn't.
No, you didn't. But also we have to announce Jeri as a co-host somehow. And after 2.5 glasses of wine, I can do a lot of things. I can do hard things after 2.5 glasses of wine, which was do a TikTok trend, which we are not giving these TikTokers their flowers. We are not acknowledging them for the bravery it takes to record something so ludicrous.
The sheer just inhibition.
The inhibition. You're doing it at the airport. You're doing it in public. You're doing dancing. You're doing
in my
lip
mind,
syncing.
You think people have these huge egos, and I'm like, your ego has to be obliterated in order for you to get on that camera and lip sync.
Fuck it.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care what we say about Whitney. I don't care that she was singing to her child with RSV. She had reckless abandon. And that should be applauded.
You know what?
And acknowledged for what it was, which was the girl was working. She was working and her child was in the hospital. And I have immense respect for that because I was just in Jeri's driveway and I said, I want to die. And I wasn't having a child on a ventilator.
Whitney had a dream. And she said, it's going to start in
and
this hospital room.
And the bitch is on Broadway.
And it's going to end on Broadway.
Okay.
Crazy work.
I give you credit. And I'm no longer judging you for the RSV incident after my first ever TikTok. Hand up. Get your bag, girl. You deserve it.
Crazy work.
Okay. There are probably more questions that we can answer throughout more episodes. And I'm sure more will roll in because I posted it about an hour and a half ago. So Welcome, Jeri, to the podcast.
I'm so thrilled
happy
to be here.
Have you here.
I'm so happy to be here. This is very exciting.
It is exciting.
And I love that we both showed up in brown vests and didn't know. Unplanned coordination.
Maybe you and me will do like a Madison thing, which is we show up to every episode unintentionally coordinating. Mads and I would show up to weddings wearing the same ass shit. It was insane.
To be fair, there's only so many things you can wear to a wedding.
But we're both wearing the same exact sweater.
Okay, that's true.
That's crazy.
That is crazy.
That's crazy work. We have checkered blazers. Just stuff that's like, stop buying my stuff.
Yeah.
Stop doing what I'm doing.
I found out that I have a problem with getting clothes that I think I'm going to wear and then I don't wear them. I just wear sweatsuits.
I've been
the
the recipient of some of these things, yes.
Everyone in my life has been a recipient of these
because
things.
One thing Jeri's never going to do is send it back.
Nope.
One thing Jeri is never going to do is try something on in store.
I did.
You did recently.
I did.
You did recently, but typically,
God.
You think a trip to Marshall's is going to end with you in a dressing room?
No, it certainly isn't.
Hell no.
Not. But my sister, Sam, my middle sister, works in a middle school. She works in the school system. And I recently found out that students will come up to her and ask if she's wearing her podcast sister's clothes because they would
say,
go up
you're
to her.
Looking hip and cool.
Well, they've said that to her and she's like, it's my podcast sister. So now they always ask her.
They call you podcast sister?
Yes.
Aww.
But she won't tell them what my podcast is because obviously I talk about my bush and stuff.
Yeah.
And she's like, nah, I'm not going to be the one to
give that to the kids.
That information.
Not safe for kids.
Thank you so much.
Always mark that on not meant for kids on YouTube, you know? Don't be watching this. We will see if any of this audio is usable.
We pray.
We can pray and hope. I think the first hour and a half episode we recorded is toast. So
maybe it'll be something if and when we start a Patreon.
Yeah.
Here you go.
Here's
Ride or Dies.
Here's the bad audio.
Here is the absolute brain dump that was our first sit down.
Really jumped on the mic and just started yapping.
Oh yeah. There was no intro, hardly an outro.
I also want you to know that my husband did fill out this question form and the question box and he said, "When are you coming home?"
Noted.
And I texted him. I said, "I'm about to stroke out, so please leave me alone."
Josh,
I'm having a technical difficulty. Please leave me alone. But anyway, guys, we'll see you next week, every Friday, for the foreseeable future. This is For Better and Worse Podcast. I am Rach.
And I'm Jeri.
And we out.